Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Annalisa Itcore, and today we have the luxury of being on the beautiful campus of Technical College of the Lowcountry here in Beaufort.
And I'm your other host, Lisa Richardson, and yes, we're learning so much about the wonderful program opportunities offered here at TCL. Joining us first is our first guest, Melanie Gallion. She is the Director for the Center for Business and Workforce Relations.
And our second guest is Sean Henrickson. He is the Vice President for Continuing Education and Workforce Development and Director of Military Affairs.
And last up is John O'Toole. He's with the Beaufort County Economic Development Corporation. So stick around and join us for this episode of 843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
843 TV, where Bluffton comes to speak.
Where Spring Island comes to speak.
Where Hilton Head Island comes to speak.
Where Beaufort comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak. Welcome to 843 TV. We are here today at the TCL campus in Beaufort on this beautiful day, and we're going to talk about all the exciting things happening on this special year. It's the 50th year anniversary for TCL. Joining us first is Melanie Gallion. You are the Director for the Center for Business and Workforce Relations. That's quite a title. I'm sure it comes with so many new and exciting things. Share with us a little bit about what that is.
Okay. Well, we actually began the initiative October of 2017, and the center is actually the center point of contact for our businesses in the Lowcountry. We help businesses find qualified employees. We do that through our pipeline of current students and alumni. We also try to connect our businesses with our local, state, and national resources, as well as partner with our chambers of commerce and economic development entities.
That's great. So you're just connection for so many avenues of placement and beyond. That's very great.
Melanie, can you tell us why the college decided to open this center?
Well, the vision of the college is to elevate each student in every community in which we serve. Workforce is the center concerns of our businesses and industry. And so the Technical College is really concerned and has an approach to make sure that we have programs that meet the needs of our businesses. And this is something that we can do by basically talking with our businesses and sharing what our current programs are, or maybe just listening to businesses to find out what specific concerns they have about the workforce needs, and maybe we can update some of our programs, maybe create new programs to help meet the needs of those businesses.
Melanie, for businesses and potential students that might be listening, what sort of programs are you offering?
Well, we actually have a lot of fast-track certificates, and these certificates you can actually complete within one semester. We also have 2-year associate degree programs. We have arts and sciences. We have the health sciences program, which could include our radiology programs, our health science with nursing, our physical therapy programs, surge tech programs. We also have business programs that can be our accounting, our paralegal, industrial programs that could include our building construction. We have HVAC, we have criminal justice, and our business programs. So we have a number of programs that students can actually come. They're accredited. We have quality teaching methods that guarantee that our students, when they graduate, are actually qualified to begin working in the workforce.
Well, that's a lot of diversity of what you're offering. I mean, that list is amazing. Do you have any special projects that are going on right now with the center?
Yes, we are doing a number of projects. We have a community job fair that we're working on, open houses to actually share what a lot of our programs do, showcase them to our community. We've had apprenticeship workshops that we continue to do. We're having meeting and consultations with various businesses to find out what their needs are. And we're also involved in some ribbon cutting with some of the new programs that we have coming up. So we're very active and working in the community and trying to help as much as we can with businesses.
Now I'm going to throw you a little curveball here, because earlier this week I sort of had the privilege to be involved with the town hall meeting with the South Carolina Commission for Higher Education, and they had a very strong focus and a very positive focus on this type of an advanced education. Do you want to speak a little bit to that? I mean, what do you offer these rising seniors who right now are thinking, oh, well, I don't know if I can afford a four-year education. What are you doing to reach out to them to get them involved in your program?
Well, we actually have our admissions department that goes into the high schools and recruit. I also participate with a lot of our Beaufort County and all the school systems to share information about our programs, so that way they can connect those that are interested in transferring to four-year colleges. We have those opportunities. So we try to get the information out to the schools to let them know that it's affordable, the courses are transferable, and it's a great opportunity for our young people.
And it puts you into the workforce sooner at a great salary. I mean, so many of these avenues have amazing starting salaries. So now that we've piqued everybody's interest, why don't you tell us how we get in touch with you? How do we learn more?
Yes, you can go to our website at www.tcl.edu/solutions.
Okay, great. Did you have any follow-up questions?
I just want to say what a great partnership you do have with the Beaufort County schools as far as the graduates, and it's something that a lot of people may not know about, so I'm glad we're here to share about that and let them know that there are opportunities out there for those graduates after high school for so many different fields that are so useful. HVAC, who doesn't need that around here,
Exactly.
right? So we hope they'll take advantage of some of these programs.
Great. Well, we thank you for joining us. We definitely have some wonderful guests that we're going to be moving on to, so stick around for more 843 TV. Welcome back to 843 TV. We are once again here on the Technical College of the Low Country campus here in Beaufort. And joining us now we have Sean Henrickson. And you'll forgive me, I'm going to read your title right off the paper because it's kind of long. He is the Vice President for Continuing Education and Workforce Development and Director of Military Affairs. Quite the mouthful there.
You got it, though.
Now, Melanie did a great job addressing the academic programs, but can you tell us a little bit about the continuing education programs that you offer?
I can, and through continuing education, we work very closely with the Center for Business and Workforce Solutions. We are the training and education component of workforce development in the Low Country through our four-county service region. So our programs, which people are very familiar with, we train EMTs, certified nursing assistants, patient care technicians, welders, commercial truck drivers, real estate professionals. We do rapid training programs to get people into the workforce as quickly as possible.
Okay. And in terms of what are the concerns that people have regarding continuing education? I know I work in a profession where that's a major thing. There's a lot of maintenance that you have to do. So can you address that a little bit?
Sure. So our initial training programs are, they're really open access. So we can put folks into training programs and get them into the workforce within as little as 3 months, even without a high school diploma, which is an obstacle for a lot of people. We find that we get students that come through here that never really had an opportunity to succeed. We can get them a state credential as a certified nursing assistant and then work to help them with adult education to actually earn that high school diploma and move on to other programs with higher wages. All of our programs within continuing education are less than a year. I can put you into a well-paying truck driving job with about 150 hours of training.
Wow.
And I think it's important to note too, not just new graduates, but we're in an area where people are coming to retire or maybe just change a career, so you can be of extreme value for those folks coming down, looking to make a change in their lifestyle at an older age. There are a lot of programs for them as well.
You'd be surprised. We've had a woman in her 80s in our welding program.
Wow, that's
so
amazing. That's it. For those folks looking to get out of that cold weather up there that lingers on, there you go. There's some hope for you.
Sean, what makes the Technical College of the Low Country's continuing education programs unique?
So a couple of things. Specific to workforce development, we like to advertise ourselves as being agile and responsive to industry needs. So if an established business or one that's looking to relocate to the Lowcountry has a training need that needs to be met, we can set up a program relatively quickly. We don't have to necessarily apply to all the rules that apply through the credit side. So I can set up a program on site or on campus to meet those needs. The other nice thing is I mentioned they're rapid training programs, but there's so many funding sources available for those. So the vast majority of our students do not have to pay out of tuition, pocket tuition through partners such as WIOA, DSS, vocational rehab, and we have additional funding through the state of South Carolina through a Pathway Scholarship that funds a significant number of our students. And then I also have a pot of money for the transitioning military, which I can use to train them.
I think that's really important for people to hear, because one of the topics that was brought up at this meeting I was at earlier this week is there's a huge concern over the rise of tuition in four-year programs, and it's actually starting to drive students out of state for their education. So I think it's fantastic that there is an opportunity here, very low investment on their part with a very high return.
Exactly.
So Sean, what is the connection to the other TCL programs?
So our, especially with our health sciences programs, it's a good stepping stone. As I mentioned, you can get into a certified nursing assistant program without even having a high school diploma. Once you're complete with that, we can put you through patient care technician, which is demands a little bit of a higher wage. But we see that folks that get into those healthcare fields and perform well then move on to seek those higher credentials, and they go right into programs like registered nurse or the radiological tech, surge tech, physical therapy programs.
And too, with our aging community in Beaufort County, certain areas, the need for the nursing is huge. So these are very valuable programs. Now, of course, we're here in Beaufort. We're a military community with Paris Island, a great opportunity for the workforce. How are you reaching out to those families and helping with placement?
Yeah, we are strategically located here in Beaufort within 7 miles of 3 military installations between the air station, which has the most advanced fighter jet in the world, the Naval Hospital on Paris Island, which of course trains all the recruits east of the Mississippi. My staff on the military affairs side is specially funded through the state of South Carolina to assist those transitioning military to earn their civilian credentials so we can put them into the workforce quickly. I have a kind of a triad of, I have a military academic advisor that solely focuses on our military students. I have a contact on base. I have a staff member on base that looks to recruit and advise those students. And we also have a resource center here on campus specifically for our military connected students. So that's the active duty, veterans, reserve, National Guard, and their family members. And they can go there and commiserate and help each other through the college experience as needed. Our transitioning military program started with our aviation maintenance program, which is really the cornerstone. It's since expanded. It's a free program for our transitioning military. They earn the opportunity to earn a FAA airframes and power plants license, and that's a high-paying $30 an hour plus job in this area. It also expanded into commercial truck driving, EMT, and welding, to name a few, and those are all free programs for our transitioning military.
Speaking of welding, we're sitting right here behind us is a really neat mobile unit. Tell us about that.
So this, again, funded through the state of South Carolina. It is the only one in the state of South Carolina. Inside this unit, there are 6 virtual reality welding simulators.
Oh.
So I can put a 6-year-old or an 86-year-old through this perfectly safe. My children do it. But it's also an opportunity for us to engage the high school students and show them that there are other opportunities besides a 4-year degree, that these trades are actually very well paying jobs. We also have the opportunity to take it to industry and do on-site training for them.
You could take it to schools, high schools, and wherever.
We've been to numerous schools and community events, and the more schools that I can get it to, the better.
Very neat. Real quick, how can someone reach out and get more information about all this?
I think my contact's on Melanie's website as well, but through www.tcl.edu. Under academics, you'll find continuing education. My direct line is there, and feel free to call me.
Okay, great. Well, good stuff. We're going to learn more about TCL, so stay right here. We'll be back with more 843 TV. Welcome back to 843 TV here at the TCL campus in downtown Beaufort. Joining us next up is John O'Toole. You are the director of the Beaufort County Economic Development Corporation. Share with us a little bit about how you see TCL's role in local economic development.
TCL is critically important to my efforts. My job is to create more jobs and more meaningful employment in the county. Workforce is the #1 driving force for business locations and business expansions. Everywhere in the state of South Carolina and even in the United States, the economy is doing quite well. It's heating up, and if we're not inventive and resourceful in identifying workforce, we're not going to be able to compete. In the 6 months that I've been here in the county, TCL has been a critical partner in those efforts to attract and to respond to the needs of existing businesses in the county.
And I think it's important to note, it's obvious that Beaufort County in particular is very service oriented.
Yes.
In northern and southern. So these are critical positions that need filled in our area.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So John, how do you stay informed about all the things that TCL is doing?
Well, I'm very fortunate. I have Dr. Rich Goff on my board, and I've had the opportunity to interface with you and Sean and Mary Lee Karn. So whether it's on emerging legislation, TCL has kept me involved, whether it's on a new program to respond to the needs of the service industry. I've been able to be a partner with TCL, and they've been a partner with me. As I see the position moving forward and us being more successful in Beaufort County in attracting businesses, we're going to do quite well. We are going to do quite well, and that's because I've been able to stay in touch with TCL and also forge a great partnership with TCL. So, you know, textbooks are written on it. There's a book out there called The New Geography of Jobs, and it's responding to the needs of businesses. And TCL is agile and quick to respond. So they're a critical partner of mine, and I'm very fortunate to have this great relationship with the college.
John, can you talk to some of the projects at TCL that you're most excited about?
Well, there are probably 3 that come to mind, Sean. Obviously, the Culinary Arts School that's going to be coming out of the ground, hopefully soon. I know there are a lot of steps to doing that, but all the funding's in place, which is key. The welding program, which is the backdrop for our program today, is great because it allows me to point to a concrete response to the needs of business and industry. We expect to do a lot with aerospace and defense, being well positioned between Gulfstream in Savannah and Boeing in Charleston. So we have, we're in a great position where we have that military workforce that you referenced, and also the proximity to those large OEMs or large manufacturers. I had the opportunity to go out to the Aerospace and Defense Show with the state of South Carolina last month, and in that time there we came across 48 different leads, and we're working on those with the Southern Carolina Alliance and the Department of Commerce, but they're gonna look for a college that can respond to the specific workforce needs of the prospect companies we're bringing in. So that's good. Also, TCL is a great backdrop, community partner for hosting meetings, and you've been gracious enough, and with your military contacts and the close relationship you have there. I mentioned that the economy's heating up. We're going to have to be able to identify where the employment's coming from. And through your programs, we've been convening all the different entities that interface with military and trying to roll out the red carpet and make sure that the military feels the same low country welcome that I felt as I arrived in this area, and we're able to keep those folks who've done great things for the country, that we're able to keep them in our county.
Yes.
And have them do great things for our economy.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. So the Beaufort County Economic Development Corporation, it's relatively newly formed, correct?
Yes.
So what else are you working on currently?
Well, marketing and attraction, trying to create a brand for Beaufort County is something that we're working on, and a lot of efforts were afoot to kind of capture the military, but we're trying to create a brand around that. Over the years, Beaufort County may have suffered from a reputation of when it came to, obviously, tourism. We're a national leader in tourism and hospitality, but when it comes to diversifying the economy, bringing in business and industry, we may have sent mixed messages. So trying to correct that in Columbia with the Department of Commerce, which can be a great source of leads. We're going to work on that, creating sites that fit with what the community expects the community to feel like, but can host perhaps insurance and financial service investments, private investments in a low-impact manufacturing. Some of the manufacturing I've mentioned already, but trying to identify sites and then continuing to work on workforce, because I'll use the word, but workforce is the trump card in economic development.
So very briefly, tell us what your vision is for Beaufort's economy.
To diversify the economy, to forge private investment in the county, to create meaningful jobs for our residents, and to do it in a way that respects the environment that attracts us all to Beaufort County.
Well put. Love that. Love that last part especially. Well, we have had a very interesting panel of guests today. I think Lisa would agree. We've also been enjoying some gorgeous sunshine out here on the Technical College of the Low Country campus here in Beaufort. Thank you very much for joining us, and be sure to join us in the future for more wonderful episodes of 843 TV,
where communities come to speak.